This is Deckard6. Welcome back to Grab Bag Games. We're in a bit of a tight spot. Not super tight, but we need to climb the ranks quickly if we're going to get where we want to be. So we're going to start with a new game. We researched our new topic. It's Wild West. We're going to do large for everyone. It's going to be action, since we've been moving toward an action strategy simulation built studio anyway. I think it's going to come out on the PlayStation 3 primarily, and then the Xbox. And I'm pretty sure no, we don't want the PC, do we? It just doesn't have the market share right now. 2.4 million? Yeah. Well, guys, what do you think? Is it worth it for the market share? It's good. It's only decent with action and decent with everyone, so no, we'll stick with the consoles for this. It'll be a console release. Even though I personally am a member of the PC Master Race, this game's coming out on consoles. And it'll be 6-shooter salute. Reference to 6-gun salute and the 6 shooters of the Old West. And we're definitely using graphics version 6. We're getting this out just in time for G3. Engine, all the way up. Graphic starting quests, way the heck down. Yeah, that looks good. Get as many of these engine features in as we can. Online play, mod support, basic physics. Looks good to me. And gameplay can fit everything it's got. Now, I'm looking at this. We're definitely having Andre on engine. We're definitely having... I'm tempted to put Bill on both of these. Actually, no, we might leave Brenda on this. It will potentially drain our... I'm worried about this, because we want her to be doing graphics-related things, but at the same time, we want to squeeze as many tech points out as we can. Definitely want Bill to be doing this if we do, because he has slightly higher tech points. I've started covering people's weak spots and generally giving more tech points to our team overall. And we're going to put Bill on that. Other things I've been doing is I've started researching internet opportunities so we can get codename Grid, which will give us some regular income in addition to boosting our market share on PC and our personal console. Furthermore, I've started doing the training for specialists for AAA games. Buddy's now got his level design specialization, which will help move us in that direction. Media inquiry? What do you want to know? Artificial intelligence, most certainly. I was feeling a bit stressed out about this whole playthrough last time. Partly because I was coming off my previous playthrough and used to those really big endgame numbers. So anytime I wasn't getting hundreds of millions of dollars in a game, I was just panicking. Let's see, dialogue all the way down, artificial intelligence all the way up. No loading screens? I think it's worth dropping mini games for no loading screens. And better AI, of course. Though we might be able to fit in no mini games and drop a level editor if we raise this. No. Nope. Will not work. Sip and Marcus. Yep. Excellent. There you go. Didn't do some marketing on this because we want it to be successful. And we're not getting apparently a hype event, so adding some of our own hype is definitely in our best interest. And if we can get this up to something close to 500 hype, I will be quite happy. Our last game was an RPG, so we definitely want potentially have to do better. Because we're not particularly well built for RPGs. So if we do something we are well built for, we could potentially do amazing. Alright. We're going to have to rearrange people here. Diane, you're on graphics. Brenda, you're on world design and sound. We can do surround sound. We can do soundtrack. We can't do all of our world design. Can we do advanced air tablet 3D? We can't now that we're doing graphics version 6. Okay. So we'll get that out. More mobile platforms that we don't particularly care about. Yeah, $100,000 is sort of my cutoff point for where we're going to start making consoles. It gives us enough to develop the console and potentially have some graft to cover us over until it starts making money. Also, we're going to have to cover development costs, so that's a thing too. Internet Opportunities is almost done. You guys can take on vacation. Alright, lab report. We could make MMOs, but they're generally not a good value proposition. The only way I find them to be really profitable is if you're making all 10s or even it goes to 11. But that's really the only way I've found them to be profitable. Well, profitable for a long term, to be worth making actual expansion packs for. So we've got over 500 hype. We're clearing out the bugs. I'm going to sit us around in post-dev for a little bit just to make sure this is successful after we came off the back of Dragon Slayers. And we're going to have to look and see what our new topic is. If I recall, this is the first game using the big effing engine. Our first game using version 6 graphics, so it has the potential to be huge. Alright, new records in both categories, even after our last game was an RPG, is potentially a good sign. Next, I'm going to do some research. What's our next topic? Time travel. I'm not sure if time travel is good with action. After time travel, we're going to deal with a rhythm. Rhythm's probably going to be casual or simulation. Now, let's look at some other things we can pick up. We can pick up voiceovers, I think. Because we don't have like anything in dialogue, so it's not a big deal. Do we have anything we can throw into artificial intelligence? No, nothing else. Well, I guess dynamic environment. And we'll save the rest for training. And we get all that set up before we actually get to see the reviews. I'm seeing some good numbers flick by, but it ultimately ends up being fairly mediocre. 8s. I mean, 8s are good. I'm not going to complain about 8s. And a 9 in there? Yeah, it's just not straight 10s. Okay, 2 8s and 2 9s, that's actually quite solid. That's quite solid for this stage of the game. We're going to send our rest of our guys busy doing something while we're researching. And we'll give it away. Okay, just over 500,000 in the first week is a good sign. Give away our old engine for a little extra fan base. And we get over 1 million in the second. That's giving us $70 million. I've turned it up our lab until we finish Codename Grid, just because I want that out before we finish our console. And the sooner we get it out, the sooner it starts generating its income. Alright, Buddy's just about done with that. Well, Western Action is only a good combination. Training time. Billy, you're actually going to get a full-on programming course since you're going to be handling gameplay on action games a lot. You're just going to get a Pixel Cup. You're even doing graphics, so you're a world design and sound. So you actually want slightly more design. And your graphics, so we want you just about even. Research is still horrible, but it's too late in the game for that. Your individual research doesn't matter as much anymore. And we're going to have you Pixel Cup. And have you Code Jam. And Buddy. Guess we'll have you programming. And that will get everybody boosted. Get the most out of their training. 6-shooter Salute has sold over 3 million. Looks like we're not quite going to have it this game, but very soon. Very, very soon. Particularly because I think I'm going to go right into that time travel action. Once again, for the 2 consoles, using our big effing engine, large game, everyone for time travel. Let's see, we need a name. Time Cops? Time Cops. It's a classic. And a solid release on this game should push us over to being able to do consoles. Alright, right, that's already there. Can I do this? No, I can't quite. Just trying to see if I can wring any tiny amount more points out of this. Alright, we're getting out a little earlier, so we have a bit more work before G3. With any luck, that'll get us just a... Ooh, I love that big bubble. That was almost 20 going in there. And our continuing emphasis on raising our team's tech will serve us very well in these action games we've been making. Can't really do much but watch the numbers go up for here. See if we get number 1 booth. I think we were in top 10 last time. I really wasn't paying attention. Yeah, we're number 1 booth. You guys can go a real quick vacation. Well, we're working on story and quests. Who cares about story and quests in this game? Alright, can't squeeze anything out into here, right? No. Or I don't care if you're not here for dialogues. Who gives a crap about dialogues in this game? Buddy, you can boost while we're doing the level design. Just to squeeze out a few more points. Alright, we're a little heavy in design, but that's okay, because the first one is design heavy. Alright, now they're catching up. Our tech guys will boost. Whoa! Buddy, I know I said I like big bubbles, but you just sent a big old bubble of bugs over, if I saw that right. That's not what we want. And hey, grids live. Excellent. Can we add this and just turn this? No, we can't quite fit it in. Alas and alack. We're going to leave you up because we're going to need some more research points in the near future anyway. Score's not looking quite as good yet. We were just over $1,000, but we still have graphics and sound to go. And we were just over $1,000 in each last time. Okay, this is looking remarkably similar. Considering we've got the same feature budget, we're basically running the same numbers. Okay, it's a little higher. Okay, that's actually slightly comforting. Our numbers are just slightly higher. It looks be like 50 to 100 higher in both categories. That's a 10% increase and we have the same feature budget. I'll take that. I'm willing to bet that's going to be another round of 8s. That's what I think. And that's really what we need, because alright, we're at 70 million when we're finishing the game this time. Alright, the Woo will be available later next year. I would love to end up putting up our rhythm thing primarily on the Woo. I know Woo is great with simulation. And it's great with casual, so either way we do rhythm, it'll be a success. Alright, and our hype's starting to drop, so out goes the game. New records, but we knew that already. Artificial intelligence will possibly finally produce us with something. And we'll start some people on contract work while we wait. We can start doing our own convention, but that's not really what we're interested in. We're interested in game reviews for Time Cop. Considering I was expecting 8s, seeing these 10s is making me very, very happy. I was so worried we'd just be sort of hovering around that 100 million mark and never quite getting comfortably over enough. But another straight 10 game? That's exactly what we need to get this ball rolling. Not quite 1 million sales in the first week, but dang if they didn't try. Well, the second week is going to be even better. Right, did we get a new... We did not get a new artificial intelligence. There just aren't a lot of artificial intelligence features. It's really kind of hard to fill it out. We will throw in multi-platform optimization. And we will throw in... We already did a dialogue. We already did a level design, I believe. So we'll throw in a gameplay. I think that'll work. And those have people fill out the time. Now it's time to look at our console. We're probably going to make the O box. 30 million base, 111 million if we add all of our features with maximum. We turn this down to here, it'll have 100 million, which we can deal with since we're still making fat ducats. I'm actually going to turn down the R&D lab to about 500,000, so we can turn up the hardware lab to 3 million. Alright, that looks really good. Now time for some, no, we're not going to do training right, we're going to make a new engine. Create custom engine. We're just going to throw in a couple of additional features. Give us something to play around with. This one's effing big. This one's effing huge. I figure if we do a engine, some training, and then another game, the game after this one will be able to come out on the O-Box. Probably could have turned up our quality just a little bit, but I wasn't aware that Time Cops would continue to sell this well this long. I think with our build quality as good as it is, it might just cost us a little money in repair backlogs later. I don't think it's actually going to hurt the sales of our console significantly. We're not going to end up with our own Red Ring of Death fiasco. We're not going to be doing anything for this G3, sorry. But it means we should have something well and truly underway for the one after that. We're going to have you do a Pixel Cup. We're going to have you do a Pixel Cup, and I think after this I'm going to do a round of speed training. Not this time, but next time. You're going to continue the programming course because you're doing so many gameplay ones. You're continuing to be balanced a bit, so you're going to do Game Jam. You're going to do some programming this time. You're going to continue to do some you're going to do some game design in just a Pixel Cup. You're actually not as high in design as some of the other people yet, so you're going to stick with some Pixel Cup game design. Now you can get everyone, no, I don't want to fire, and get everyone boosted. And these guys are going to need to go on vacation next. Time Cop's made over 100 million in sales on its own. We can boost the R&D lab up again. And quite frankly, we can just afford it. We can run our labs, we can afford our costs, we can afford our dev costs. We're just in a good position now. I mean, our money is technically lower, but we've got that major development of the console coming. It's going to make a huge difference. Alright, we're going to develop the new game. It's going to be everyone. Oh, we need to actually research it, don't we? That might help. Rhythm. We're going to get some really good ones next. Sci-fi and medieval, we could potentially really cash out on those, even if our rhythm game flops. I mean, I'm not going to just let it flop and not care, but if it turns out to flop, we have some great things in the chamber to go out and really... I did get you researching, right? No, what the heck? Buddy, get to work. God, buddy. It's like you're lazier than I am. At least I'm here making videos right now. You're not even researching rhythm games. Yeah, I'm debating either rhythm action or no, rhythm action probably won't work, but rhythm simulation or rhythm casual. Thinking simulation. That's what we're doing on the bigger consoles, and I think our team's better built for that. Rhythm simulation on the PS3 and the Xbox. Seeing the effing huge. You know what? Let's throw it on the PC now. We're, multi-platform optimized. At least I think I included that in there. Better have included that in there. And we've got Codename Grid, slowing the hemorrhaging of its lower market value. So we're going to do Feel the Groove. A game I'd like to talk about that sort of defies the traditional uh, topic genre combination in real life is Crypt of the Necrodancer. It is a absolutely beautiful little game. We're not going to need the online play for this one, I think. But save to cloud will be nice, and skill trees, but no achievements. And yeah, that looks good. It is a absolutely delightful little game. Indie developer where you are going through a roguelike RPG as a rhythm game. The concept is so novel, the music is so good that it all comes together to make one amazing game. Unfortunately, I personally don't have a copy, but I've been able to play some co-op with my roommate who does. It's currently in early access. Some of the features, most noticeably the last quarter of the game, aren't in yet, but it's perfectly playable and enjoyable at the time in the state it's in. It's definitely more gameplay. I'd strongly recommend it to anybody who has any interest in either rhythm games or roguelikes. That being said, our own team is just going with what's usual, probably doing something equivalent to Dance Dance Revolution. Though with the rise of motion capture at this time period, we can probably be doing something with the Kinect ourselves. We're not going to bother with voiceovers, actually. Wow, voiceovers is really huge considering how little we're going to do. Might have been a bad decision. Dynamic environments, but drop both of these? No, we just can't fit everything. That's just the way it is right now. We're going to have to get to those AAA games. And because we can afford to leave our labs running, we should be able to afford at least one more specialist. Let's see, doing level design, so Buddy can boost and these two can boost. Try to get just a few more points. Simulation also wants to be tech heavy, but not as tech heavy as action wants to be. We haven't quite got as heavy as action wants us to be, but we should be able to match simulation. Well, maybe. We're running in parallel right now, and I'm pretty sure we're just going to leave this as is. And we have no marketing power. We're probably going to end up waiting till G3 just as soon as G3 happens and then releasing the game. Because otherwise we're only going to have 100 hype on this, and that's just not worth it. Now, this is the first time we're going to, here's our hardware lab, we're going to announce it. I don't know, I mean, suppose you wouldn't announce it if you expect it to be a flop. Alright, here's what we got. We're going to compete, it was called the O-Box, it's said to compete with high-end consoles. You to see what impact this has. Alright, I think that's a good sign. We'll actually look when our console releases and I actually get a chance to compare it. Certain lines of dialogue sort of reflect how well your console is expected to do at various things and for various reasons. Now you guys can go on vacation. Sort of finish up soon. Oh, it's going to be a little of a wait until G3, but we have plenty of bugs to sort through in the meantime. Yeah, large booth. Oh crap, we are freaking broke. We can't do a large booth. We're going to have to get this out as soon as we agree. Oh, wow. Well, our money just ran through in no time. R&D lab, you're shut off. Fortunately, you're shut off too until we can get this game out. And that, of course, costs us a lot of hype. But as I was saying, look at these frickin' numbers. They're significantly higher than our last game was. So that's a good sign there. Unfortunately, without the hype, I'm not sure what our sales will actually look like. Yeah, definitely new records. Super new records. I'm just really disappointed about the sales timing and all that. You know, what our G3 missing out on that. These guys can do some space shuttle stuff in the meantime. Alright, I'm expecting 7/8s on this game. Oh, a 9's definitely a good sign. And another 9's a really good sign. This one's even a 10. Alright, my expectations were low, but They really came through with Feel the Groove. Apparently, people feel the groove. And it just makes me sad that we're missing the hype even more, but that's almost a million in the first week. We would have got a million in the first week if we hadn't flubbed the G3. Now we can turn everything back on. Turn the lights back on. We're no longer broke. So yes, that's the third time we've gone into, or maybe the fourth time we've gone into debt over this series. It just goes to show that spending money to make money is a valid tactic in this game. Generate game report. Research our next two topics. Sci-fi, medieval will be great with action. Get us some really good games out. We'll do some real quick contract work on everyone else. Well, you guys are busy. Then we can get some training done. I think I'm actually going to train one of our specialists real quick. You are our graphics wench. Okay, that's inappropriate. I apologize. You are our graphics specialist, so you can quickly grab graphics. Alright, here's an important thing to look. Console seems to really push the limits in terms of technology, which means we have a good base graphics built in. It seems like it has an extensive list of features, which will be a good sign for a wide variety of games becoming available, which means it should have a great deal of various genres that work for it. It has an average build quality. You don't expect it to last forever, but it's generally good. Don't see many issues, so our actual maintenance costs should be moderate, but not extreme. Rhythm and simulation is a great combination. Starting quest not important. Platform simulation is great. Alright, we're selling a few million units, or a few 100,000 units so far. Now we can get on to some training. Since we're going to be doing action games, I'm going to continue to weight us toward... actually, we're going to do the speed, weren't we? Yeah. Since everyone's overall is looking pretty good, I think a round of speed training would be in everyone's best interest. And maybe another short tech boost? We'll see. But all around, everyone's speed's just okay. Getting it over the 500 before AAA's would be a nice goal. Though Buddy is already up there. They're producing big bubbles, we just need to make them produce them faster. I think we also already had our our coding challenge come up this timeline. I've been jumping between a couple of different files, so I might not remember exactly what's come out in different files. I do a quick refresher, but mainly about the last episode. Alright, you're going to grab a little bit more coding. You don't need to. And you definitely need to get more coding, because you've just been handling so much of our game. And I think we can actually do another specialist. Yeah. So we're going to train you real quick to be our engine specialist. And that means we could probably start on AAA games with our next game. We have plenty of money now, so we can boost up this. Start project AAA. I'd love to get an artificial intelligence or a gameplay or someone in there as well, but as far as we stand, we're in a pretty good position for a AAA game as our next game. Just run a real quick contract while we're waiting for him to finish with his training. O-Box is moving good units, making us good money. You will develop a new game. New topic. Oh, no, not medieval yet. We need to do sci-fi first. Sci-fi, action, on the O-Box, the M-Box, and not the Wii U, and the PlayStation 3. Using our effing huge engine, it'll be a large game. I think it will do mature. And we're going to do Planet of the Cat Girls. It's a planet I'd always love to find. How actually, we're going to be doing this next time. I just looked at our clock. We're out of time this episode. So hopefully you come back for our Cat Girl special next time. This is Deckard6, signing off.